Greetings, badasses. How goes it? My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. All of the benefits, none of the bullshit. I mean, you know, there's plenty of bullshit here. It's just not fitness bullshit. So take it as it comes, or take it as you may. I had that cracked. I couldn't think of why I could hear the dog so powerfully. And that is because why is this fucking thing wet? Oh, you're kidding me. That cat was in here again. Son of a bitch. I would like to know how it's getting in here. Listen, I have a philosophy. And it's pretty much a life philosophy, but it was really my parenting philosophy. All things wash. Everything washes. But you know what doesn't wash? Cat piss. You can take that to the bank. Cat piss and fascism. That doesn't wash. So mad. So mad. So mad. Okay. Anyway, Pilates. That's what we're doing. I'm going to pretend that I am not as frustrated as I am. I have the window cracked, so you are hearing the dogs. It's because obviously I have a cat problem. I don't know how he's getting in here because that door should be shut. Of course, he's a cat, so you know. And I'd like to know why suddenly he's deciding to piss in here, which is gonna be. He's old. I'm gonna give you that. Give me that. He's old. There's a lot of things I can forgive and put up with. Pissing on carpet is not, I mean, we're pulling up the carpet. That's what I'll have to do. I'll have to pull up this carpet. Ooh, that'll make the beard very, very happy. Not. All right. Pilates. Pilates is a core-centered, focused workout, and it's designed, or, you know, with the intention, I like that word better, the intention to help us maintain our balance, improve our mobility, and improve our overall effectiveness across the scope of everything that we do. And I'm not just talking about sit-ups. Rectus abdominis is the six-pack muscle. If you have a 5% or less body fat percentage, that's the, six-pack. That's the rectus abdominis. It's already a huge muscle. It's a huge and powerful muscle just on its own. Because it's designed to hold us up, right? It's designed to balance the latissimus dorsi and the QLs to help support the spine, right? It doesn't need any more crunches. What I'm talking about are the adductors, the hip flexors, the quads, the glutes, the glute means, the transverse abdominis, the internal and external obliques, the intercostal muscles, which are the muscles between the rib cage, the latissimus dorsi, the QLs, the rhomboids, the pecs, the delts, the teres minor, the subscap, and the trapezius. Those are the muscles of the true quote-unquote core. Air quotes. So anyway, we do tiny little movements. We want to focus on activating those processes, and we want to go slow, so slow. We want to take all of the momentum out of our movements so that we can keep that energy and activation of the core while we move the body weight, right? If you haven't read The Thursday Murder Club, you must read The Thursday Murder Club. Before you watch it on Netflix, read the book. The book is stunning. The books are so great. And Ibrahim says, Pilates is the art of the controlled movement of the body. And then he says, maybe I didn't make it sound very exciting. It's not. It's not exciting, and it's really hard. So acknowledge that, right? What we're about to do is really challenging. All right? Okay. And remember, if you've had a baby, if you've gestated a baby, created another fucking human being to term, they're all used They're tiny. These are muscles that generally work invisibly without our attention. And so it's hard to find those muscles, right? Because they're like, fuck you, I do this job all fine by myself. And we're saying, do you really? And then there's the pelvic floor. Again, if you are a woman who has delivered vaginally a birth, a human being, you know, that's a challenge too. So, and really anybody, your pelvic floor is a challenge. So, if it's easy to feel frustrated. It's easy to feel like I'm going to quit right away. And listen, my men, you have to do this as much as anybody, right? Just because it doesn't feel manly. I will say, I love it when I was teaching in person and men would come to the class and do Pilates. And they might come 2 or 3 times and then they realized how fucking hard it was and they pieced out. Okay? Because it's very internal. Men, I'm going to make a general statement. Most cisgen, patriarchal, systemly raised men don't love to go internal. So let's do this, right? So I'm going to be cushioning my booty boot with a blanket. I'm using a yoga mat. If you have a Pilates mat or an exercise mat, it's probably a little thicker. And that's perfectly fine for Pilates or something else, even calisthenics, as long as you're not putting your wrists on it, like you're not holding your body weight up on it. We're not going to do anything hands and knees today, I don't think. But if we do, take the heels of your hands off the mat and put them on the floor. That protects your carpal tunnel. You won't be hyperflexing into those wrists. But we're going to start seated, and I am going to be doing 2 things. I'm going to be working with this little stabilization ball, and I'm going to be working with this larger stabilization ball. And you don't need either one of these things to do this with me. I will show you 2. You could use a blanket or a pillow if you choose. It's totally up to you, and you don't have to use anything. Okay? So the first one is, we're going to call it a single leg stretch, and then we're going to do a, oh, I got a dog slobber on me. Interesting. I have dogs. I have a Cerberus. Stabilization ball is coming into between my knees for this first round, okay? And we're going to come up with the spine, so I want you to feel a little overextended. Drop those shoulders back, and then tilt just slightly. I want you to hug your tree, pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. And I'm going to rush and twist to the left and reach that arm back behind me. Inhale, exhale. Bring the arm in and come to neutral. Sip air. Sorry. Exhale. We have a barker. The other 2 don't bark. Unless they're being sassy. And then they make like wookie noises, we call it. Whoo. 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 That's the puppy in her. She's going to be a year old, and her bark, I think, just lost its puppiness. So I'm controlling this movement, even though it feels like I'm going a little fast. I probably should slow it down a little bit. Oh, and I got to come forward. Whoo. Okay, piriformis, glutes, yes, hip flexors, hi chihuahua. All right, I'm going to let go of this ball. And we're going to add a leg stretch. But this time, instead of twisting back, we're going to reach out. All right? So let's practice the upper body movement before we tackle the lower body movement. And this is an alternating work. So we're going to go across the body. Cross body work is lovely because it helps support your neurons, right? And you really start thinking internally, and you can make stronger. You strengthen those dendrites. We need to strengthen those dendrites. Okay. So let's do the upper body movement first. Whoo, I really just recovered from last week's Pilates. All right, I'm gonna come up, right? I'm in my hug a tree. I'm gonna take a turn, and now I'm gonna reach forward with my fingers. See the difference? So I'm gonna turn back with the body and come in, and then I'm reaching and twisting forward. And that's the work, all right? Then we're gonna add a leg lift. Now, it's called a leg stretch. If the leg stretch is too strong, you're gonna lose your form, just go ahead and do that forward reach, because if you did it with me right then, you could feel that work, right? If you want to alternate, right, you can alternate. We're going to do, actually, we're coming back. I lied. We need 2 more sets of our hug a tree. I'm going to call it a hug a tree. We have a hug a tree and we have a climb a tree. We're just in the trees here at Pilates. Drop back, sorry. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Twist and reach back. Inhale. Exhale. Can I do Pilates pregnant? Yes, you can. In fact, I would venture to guess. I don't even need to guess. I'm going to venture to say that digging deep and finding that pelvic floor and those low belly muscles are really supportive and good for you if you're carrying around a little 6-pound to 9-pound bundle. I mean, I know some people who've had 10-pound babies, but fuck. 2 more. So we're doing 6 of these. We did 6 the first round. I'm going to stretch and fold. Sorry, I skipped these sets. Cat piss. Fuck me, man. All right, I might have to get a new floor. All right, let's move into our 3rd set of hug a tree. I'm using my stability ball. Ooh, feeling that. Pull the glutes out from underneath those sit bones. Take a little rock side to side. Hugging these arms. Low belly, pelvic floor, belly button, ribs. Tuck back. Inhale and exhale. Twist and open. I'm getting a cramp in my hip flexors. If that happens, come up a little bit, which is what I'm going to do. This is the last set anyway. And back to center. Ooh, big cramp in the hip flexors. All right, now we are going to go into our single leg stretch. Let's see, what would I call it? Well, I would call it a starfish variation, I suppose. Seated starfish. You know, we're just making this shit up as we go, right? I mean, not the exercises or the principles, but the names of stuff. This is that forward reach, okay? 2 easier modifications. Legs extended, body up, arms out, twisting and reaching. Drive that elbow back and come back, okay? 2nd variation, legs up, taking that twist and reach. 3rd variation, taking the twist and reach and taking the leg up. And notice I'm going to take a little lean back to let that leg come up and extend, all right? So what variation am I going to do? You know what? I'm not going to do the leg lift because of this cramp in my hip flexor. So you choose. I'm going to do the mid-level exercise. Oh, remember when there used to be aerobics on TV? And there was always like an easy version and a mid version and a strong version. All right, I'm going to do the mid version. I just stated myself. Taking the tilt back. Inhaling, and I'm reaching. and release. Woo! I'm going to take the last sip of coffee I have. Ready? Second set. Bringing the heels up and in, bringing the arms out. Now, if you start to feel fatigued and you're losing your form, move to the easier set, right? Inhaling, exhale. Oh, I forgot which one we were doing. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. Scoop the low belly, belly button ribs. Keep the face relaxed. And release. Take a fold. Ooh. Ooh. All right, are you feeling heat? I'm feeling heat. I'm having a response in my lumbar structure. Your lumbar structure is made up of all of the intersections of muscles. There's no lumbar muscle, which is why it's kind of frustrating sometimes to oh, there was an update. I do not like this. I just got a new phone. I just started managing the new system. And, oh, it's an Urban Body sticker. Look at you. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. I was wondering where I got the sticker. That was what I was doing while I rested and procrastinated. We ready? Okay, last set. And then we'll move on. Tilt back. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. Last round. And come back. Woo! Taking a fold, grabbing a drink. Oh, those are some hip flexors. Okay. Whew. Ready? Okay, so we're going to I called it rowing the boat. That's not rowing the boat. I'm going to go hug a tree and maybe row in the boat. I don't know. We're also going to climb a rope in a minute, in a little while. So we're going to go into a scissor kick single-legged stretch. So feet on the mat. I'm taking my tilt. And this is a leg lift into a roll. Lift. Switch, I come down, I come up, and I switch. So it's a little crunch that feels like a little support, but I'm lifting the leg, so I'm adding that extension. Actually, I just decided to change my arms. And take a fold. So the first round I was doing arms on each leg, which we would do if we weren't alternating with that scissor kick. We just kept those legs up, I think. Yes, we would. Because we would do a boat and we would go squeeze, 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 squeeze. Maybe we'll finish off with that one. Because that one didn't feel too rough either. Oh. We ready? I gotta close this window. Because what's happened, well, I don't want to close the window. All right. Man, I'll tell you, cats. You know, I never had cats inside growing up, and now I understand why. Sacrifices I've made for the beard. Whew. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna come up, down, up, release. So I'm taking a sip of air. I'm extending, sip. Now, I'm not squeezing my legs. I'm just extending because I noticed I got a little crunchy crunch and release going on in my right knee. That's okay. That's the knee I blew out. Are you starting to sweat? I'm starting to sweat. We've reached this point in Colorado's weather where it's cool in the morning and hot as fuck in the afternoon. The middle of August, probably to the end of September. Woo, it's gonna be rough. I don't miss this teaching because it was, stinky, sweaty kids by the afternoon. Woo. All right, how we doing? I'm feeling this. One more set like that, and then I think we're gonna do 3 sets of our leg stretch, single-legged stretch. So this is a modification. Whew. Here we go. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhaling, exhaling. Hip cramp. Mess that one up. And coming back. Ooh. Feeling the burn. It's called a response. Okay, let's do our single-legged stretch. We're just going to do the full variation. It's a hamstring pull. This one's a hamstring pull. And then we'll do a rollover prep, which is a stretch. I'm going to use a blanket or a bolster for that one. And then we'll do our corkscrew. Then we're going to do some banana lifts. Excuse me. Phlegmy phlegm, 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 phlegm. And sweating. All right. All right, here we go. All right, legs are gonna lift. We're gonna go down and up and switch and switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 2 more sets of those. Little rock side to side. Little tilt of the heads. Try to take that tension out of the jaw, out of the neck. Oh, the air just kicked on, yes. Privileged. I have gratitude that I am privileged to have air conditioning. I will just crack that window today. And then this weekend, maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna have to tear this room apart and clean the carpet. Fuck. And see, one more time, see if that works. Vinegar and baking soda is what I think I'm going to try next. I'm going to look it up. All right. Second set. We ready? We got this. I'm leaning back. I'm going to lift one leg. I'm going to lift the other leg. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Kind of leaned back a little heavier on that one, getting tired. I will need to lengthen the torso and squeeze up. Remember my form, so maybe slow down. That's what I probably need to do. I have a weird and wonderful torture device. Look at that. For the neck. Well, for lots of things, I guess, but for my neck. Excuse me. One more set. We ready? Take my lean, lift my leg, lift the other leg. Okay, find your balance. I'm slowing down. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. So much better. That second round was a little too fast. All right, I'm going to take, am I going to use the block? I think I'm going to use the block. So we're going to do a rollover prep. And this is it's a rollover, we call it plow pose in yoga. And in Pilates, it's more about a lift of the hips. So like think of it as a reverse crunch with your legs in the air. And I grab a pillow, grab a bolster, do what you need to do. We're gonna do this supported. Roll up a blanket. I'm gonna put a block and a blanket right here just for cushioning. Because I'm coming down to my spine. And you'll see what I'm gonna do in a minute. And then I'm gonna rock and roll my hips to this blanket or to this block. Pillow, whatever you've got going, right? Whatever you've got going, rock and roll those hips right there. Whew. Give me a little shake of the head, tuck the chin. Gotta fix my pants. Oh. We can just sit here for a second because this is a lovely stretch. All right. Now, we're going to take pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And I want you to think about this reverse crunch. So I'm going to bring my knees down. Now, if we were working in a studio and I had a tower, we'd be on a bench, kind of a cushioned bench that had a strap. And I love the strap because you just hook your fingers underneath it like this. And then it really takes your upper body out of it. What we're about to do is kind of a challenge. So if it's really hard or you're feeling any twinge in your back, we can go one leg at a time. But we're going to come up here. And we're going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to roll up and down. I'm going to hold on to the blanket. Up. Oh, yeah. There we go. And down. Up and down. So you can see it's a lift and a reach. Scoop the belly. I'm holding. Woo, getting a cramp in my foot. I'm holding at the top of that just for a beat to engage the core in that lift. I'm pulling out on the blanket. You could use your strap if you have a yoga strap. I forgot how many did we do. Did we do 4? Let's do 4 more. And then we'll take a little break and we'll do 4 more. Yeah? All right. I'm liking this one now today. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Inhale. Up. Pause. And roll down. Reach. And roll down. Let's do one more. I think that was 5. Whoo! Rock and roll. I'm getting a cramp in my foot. Whew. Whew. Feeling that heat? I am feeling that heat. All right. One more set. All right, I'm pulling out on this rug, out on the blanket. It's not a rug. My triceps and my shoulder blades are rolled back into the mat, right? Little bend in the elbow. Inhale, and go. Scoop and roll. Getting tired. And roll. Whoo! Big inhale, big exhale. Wow. Take a little sway side to side. If you had a foam roller, you could do it on the foam roller with a blanket. That blanket would hold the foam roller in place. Sorry, I just had my brain was like, oh, we could do that too. But this is another example of how a wonderful block and a blanket really helps us out. Okay. So we're going to do a little opposite leg work. And we're going to asymmetrical. We're going to go one leg at a time. So we're alternating. I don't have to necessarily hold onto the block or the blanket. I'm just going to tuck my thumbs right underneath my glutes so that I'm not pressing into the mat. But my shoulder blades are flat. I'm going to pull the pelvic floor up and in. Scoop the belly. Drop the rib cage. Bringing those knees up. This is an extended toe touch. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the toe. Inhale. Check your pelvic floor. Check the low belly. That's that low transverse abdominis and the rib cage. If need be, put your hands on your body. Keep those ribs from popping up when we extend that leg. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, another cramp in the foot. Rock and roll. All right, I'm going to lift my hips. No, I'm not. I'm staying up. So, actually, I am lifting up. Okay. I'm going to come off the block, but I'm going to roll this blanket up like a wedge. And that's because we're going to do a corkscrew, a little corkscrew with our feet. Actually, I should have rolled up. I'm a bad instructor. I didn't think about this process beforehand, so I wasn't thinking about how we were going to get out of it. This blanket's all wonky. I had to wash it because it smelled like cat piss. Okay, so I am folding the blanket a little heavier in the fold than necessary, so it's a little thinner on this side than it is on this side. And I'm laying on a blanket, right? So I'm adding this padding because I don't actually have a Pilates wedge. There's a Pilates wedge out there. And it's a lovely piece of material. Remember, when I was a puggle, in gym class, we had these big foam blocks that you could do, you could build forts with and throw at people and all kinds of things. And they had a triangle wedge. That's what that makes me think of, that Pilates wedge. All right. I'm going to use this stabilization ball. Again, you don't have to. If you have a ring of fire, you could use the ring of fire. If you're not using a prop, a tool, let's call it a tool, you're going to just tuck your toes. You're going to just take the first metatarsal of your big toe and your heel together. And we're working a corkscrew. But we're rotating the knees, right? So just that touch of your feet together. If you're using a ring of fire, right, the ring's going to go between the ankles. We're using the wedge to help support our Pilates imprint rather than neutral position. And I'm bringing the feet in. Inhaling, and we're going to go squeeze, turn, squeeze, turn, squeeze, turn, and back. Squeeze, squeeze, turn, turn, squeeze, turn, and back. Rotate, 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 and back. And back. Turn, 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 and up. And up. Try to keep the toes engaged. And up. Big inhale. Big exhale. Hi, Chihuahua. Are we getting fatigued yet? Take the fingers right underneath the knees and roll up. Look how I remembered that one. We're moving to our side. We're going to do our banana lifts. We're going to do 4 rounds of leg lifts. We're going to do a single, well, I'll show you what we're doing. All right. So we're going to be not on my hip. I'm going to be in the glute med. So find your femur, the hip bone, and then roll back to cushion into that glute. I'm coming down with my arm, and I want to be comfortable with my head. I'm actually going to put a block underneath here. A pillow, a blanket. I have the shoulders of a high school linebacker, so my head is very far away from the mat. I'm shaped like a banana, and my legs are extended. Now, you can see they're already off the mat. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. I'm balancing here. I'm using this side of the body. Inhale, exhale, lift the top leg. Inhale, lower. 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Hold that leg up. Squeeze the other one to the top. Come down, up, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to go 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Say hello to those obliques. All right, I'm going to turn around. And actually, I don't need this blanket. I wasn't actually laying on it. We ready? This is the last set, and then we get to stretch. Oh, I'm getting fatigued. I'm feeling it, so we want to really slow it down. I feel like I rushed that a little bit, and maybe I did. I don't know. All right. Whew. It's the only thing about these bone-conducting headphones that I don't love. Find your hip, roll back, Bring those feet out. Oh, I'm already tired. Here we go. Okay, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, squeeze, down, lower, up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and double. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holy shit. We did it. We did it. Hicimos. All right. Woo, howdy. Ooh, did you hear my knees pop? Creaking and popping. Creaking and popping. All right. Whew. Oi, I'm going to take my left foot forward. My right knee's on the blanket, and I'm pressing into my Ekapada Ustrasana. Oh, the hip flexor. Ow, chihuahua. We're holding a little bit longer because we're stretching those muscles. We just worked hip flexors, adductors. Take your hamstring stretch. Now's the time when you're feeling your hamstring. And switch. Sweep it around. Come on forward. And press. Keep those thumbs off the mat if you're on your knuckles. Ooh, foot cramp. That left foot cramp. Lengthen the leg. Keep the soft bend in the knee. Hamstring, hamstring, hamstring. Oh, sweep that leg around. We're going to go frog pose, which means I'm going to change the placement of my blanket. So I want a nice long length here for the cushion because we're going to touch the toes and take the knees out as far to the edge of the mat as we can, and we're dropping hips back. Say hello to hip flexors and adductors. Now's the time where you really feel all these tiny little muscles, right? We don't necessarily feel them while we're working unless you're using the ball or the ring of fire, or when we're doing those reclined work, those single-legged stretches and the hamstring pulls, then you feel them, right? I'm going to come down to the elbows. I'm just amping up the strength of that stretch, making it a little more, awesome. And that is, that's an adjective. Oh, I'm going to come on up. I'm bringing those knees in. I'm going to switch now. I'm just going to take a nice wide position of ankle. And you know what? This blanket's going to be in the way. Adductors. And I'm going to take a little lean. And a little lean. Hey, we did it. We did it. Hicimos. Hey, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits, none of the fitness bullshit. This was actually Pilates, so we didn't even do yoga today. But I'm going to hop on my milk crate, soap box, and say the combo platter that is Pilates, yoga, and calisthenics complement each other, right? And mobility is the name of the game. As we grow, as we continue to take trips around the world, get older, get wiser, hopefully, evolve, we need balance. We need mobility. Mobility is the key to staying sharp in our brains, staying physically sharp, and then, allowing us to live a more fulfilling and quality of life as we move through this shit show that is, well, right now, America. But, and also, P.S., this is what I'm going to tell you. Grace and kindness, motherfuckers. Now, I don't have grace and kindness for assholes. And the thing about the fucking yoga company is that it attracts creeps. If you're a creep and you're asking me, I don't see any fucking, I'm coming at you. Because you picked the wrong bitch to mess with. You've got a tiny, small dick. Your testicles are shriveled up. And you know what? Do you talk to your mom with that mouth? That's what's going on. Anyway. Sorry. Just, don't say anything. What happened to if you don't have anything polite to say? Shut your fucking mouth. Right? Anyway. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found something useful. I hope you're going to continue. I hope it's strong. You're feeling strong and tall. This tomorrow you might not feel this, but the day after it's going to leave a mark. And you'll say, "Oh, why does it hurt to breathe?" Oh yeah, I did Pilates. Ciao.